This video will be episode 19 of the Black Lion Origins campaign. Last episode we traveled from town to town, winning tournaments and hiring mercenaries. We secured for ourselves a mercenary contract with Sturgia so that we can be paid by the Sturgeons to wage the war that we'd already been waging against the Vlandians, since they were also at war with them. And in between towns, we were fighting bandits and honing our mercenary troops so that they will be more effective when we start our second raid of the Vlandians. I'm currently level 25, which is fantastic. Made good progress. We're a little less than halfway to our series goal of reaching level 56. We are currently polearm skill 273, which is really cool. We're only 2 polearm skill levels away from our 275 skill. Man, poor Nathan, he keeps getting these really rotten proposals. I'm not sure what that's about. Maybe we're gonna have to go through all of the steward and trade caravan wives before we get any proposals from the warrior wives of Calradia. Or maybe it's an issue of clan rank and stuff. Maybe no, that can't be true. I could swear that in previous campaigns I've had worthy proposals from warrior wives earlier than this for my brother, but it's nothing that can be controlled except by spending money. We can go and talk to a clan leader that has a warrior daughter and propose a marriage between our two clans. That's harder to organize. It needs to be so the clan leader that I propose that of needs to be from a clan that only has warrior wives as daughters, or at least the oldest single female from his clan has to be a warrior wife, because that'll be the one that he proposes that my brother marry. They always try and marry off the oldest, which makes good sense, but it's also really annoying because that's not always the one you want for your clan member to marry. And that's why I generally just leave it to chance and wait till I get a proposal from a warrior wife. But here we've been years. Well, it feels like years. I'm not sure how much game time has passed, but feels like forever since Nathan could have gotten married and still isn't married. I believe our character here is level, or not level, but I believe he's 20 years old. So yeah, it very well could have been a couple of years since we rescued Nathan and he was eligible. Here we've got a caravan here that only has 29 troops. It's already been taking a beating. This is just the sort of action we want for our second raid of Vlandia. Caravans offer better gear and more rewards for our efforts, but they are more dangerous. These are no longer strictly militia. Well, they're no longer militia that we're facing. They're mercenaries and trade troops. But these caravan guards, the cavalry, they have a pretty nice, I mean, it's not the best, but it's a pretty nice tier 4 chest piece that they can drop. It's that chainmail chest piece with like a belt across the chest. I forget the name of it, I'm sorry, but it is pretty decent. And that's nice to look out for, is gear that you can farm from troops, and especially caravans, because like at this point, this is probably the best we can hope to farm from. So we took that caravan down, we only got 1 wounded troop, which is fantastic. And 3 of them leveled up. We're gonna jump right on these bandits that were sniffing around. I'm sure they weren't actually trying to engage with that caravan, but it was kind of funny. It looked as though they were looking for the pickings from my battle. I'm trying and start fighting even archers on foot. Gotta level this athletic skill. I know that you can level your athletic skill by running around on foot, like on the world map, dismounting in your character sheet, running around on foot, and then you get passive athletic skill, and that is sometimes worth doing, but oh man, boy is that a last resort for me, because then I don't start the battle with a horse, and I've got to walk my way all the way to the enemy troops at the beginning of every battle. That's just obnoxious. I could conceivably do something to mitigate that obnoxiousness, and that may be a thing we do actually in the future. So I'm not going to tell you about it. You just have to watch all of my episodes and see what I do. Now, we are giving the attack command because much of our, I think all of our troops are crossbowmen, and so they need to be leveling up their tier levels so that we can be taking on caravans like we just did. So as we were engaged with taking on that caravan, oh holy moly! I was just about to say, as we were engaged with taking on that caravan, my wife Ladigal gave birth to our firstborn, a son, Yoren. So excited about that. It is my, I suspect that the firstborn of your character is always a genius. I've only tested that theory a few times, but I'm looking forward to testing it again. So we'll see in 18 years. But he will be a worthy heir if that's the case. And as I was announcing the birth of our firstborn son, the very next day, on spring the 5th, Ladigal learned that she was pregnant again. I love her. She's amazing. She very much understands what we're trying to do and is dedicated to doing her part. I love that about her. Oof. Sorry for the freeze frames. Not much I can do about that. I've been having some technical difficulties lately, which is why there's been delays in videos coming out, but bear with me. We're trying to fix all problems such as that. It's actually really fun doing these encounters on foot. quite enjoy whacking people with my polearm. We want to level up. we, frankly, should probably have leveled up my my roguery. Finished the 5 focus points there, but I've been really missing having a lot of my captain uh, and other perks from the 2-handed and 1-handed skill tree. So I'm going to go ahead and get my 2 um, focus points that I need in both of those in order to get those maxed out. Well, not maxed out. With 10 vigor and 3 focus points, you'll be able to get 250 skill level in any given skill. And that's enough to get all of the captain perks. Since I don't plan on using, certainly not 1-handed skill as part of my end game kit, I do like 2-handed weapons for late game. If you've watched my Black Lion campaign, you'll know. But I think with this character particularly, we won't have the room in our character build in order to max that out. And my polearm is absolutely good enough to be going on with. So we will just get the 2 focus points that we need in each of those skills in order to get the 250 skill eventually. Man, those javelins. My armor is significantly better than last time I fought those guys and ate a javelin from them, but it mattered not at all. That's not true. It absolutely mattered. It mattered a lot. We didn't go down. We didn't get one shot, but man, we did still lose like 3/4 of our health, which is pretty brutal. Feel like I've got enough money that I can afford to start fleshing out some of this gear, optimizing my companions' gear. Their armor is so atrocious, and their weapons, well, except for the nobleman avalances that I've made for some of them, so atrocious that they can hardly be depended on in battle. So that is part of the goal of this second raid. Is not only are we continuing our vengeance against Clan De Rothad and De Aramank, but we want to be making some money so that we can afford some gear, not only for myself but for my clan members, that will make us more imposing. And as I mentioned, we are trying to get revenge for the loss that we suffered during our last war with the Blandians, and that is why we are specifically targeting the villages here near Sharis and Usank. We're attacking Usank village specifically in reparations for that loss against Lasand and Elandara. I like these maps. They're my favorite as far as village combat maps go, and also we need to flesh out our warband still. We traveled all over, it felt like, trying to hire mercenaries, and we weren't able to get more than like 30. So we're we're just going to... that was the noble of Daroth, the lord of that clan, and he was very interested in taking us out, but once we lost our disorganized debuff, he realized he was never going to catch us, and he turned around and left, which suits me fine because I wanted to attack this next village, and he would have really cramped my style if he kept pursuing. But we're going to take recruits and grow our warband so that we can actually take on fights like that. I mean, he only had 100, but you can be sure that lord, that Valandian lord, had some pretty serious cavalry in his warband, especially if it was only the 100. Well, I mean, it could have been that he had been felled in one of the wars that Valandia is waging, and that's why he had so few troops. But he was interested in fighting us, so that gave me pause. Golly, I'm getting chewed up by these militia. They're more than I was expecting. Something you can do if you're wanting to optimize, if you're very early game and you're wanting to attack villages, you can wait for the peasants that are in the village that are you can wait for the peasants to leave the village and go in their trade party to the attached town and attack them. You can attack those peasants then, and then you won't have to fight them in the village. It will just be the militia that you're fighting. I haven't fussed with that. I don't particularly like wasting time. When my character's lifespan is precious to me, and so I don't generally wait around. I try and catch these villagers. They were they were thinking they could outrun me, and they felt to me like they weren't all that wrong. But that disorganized debuff wore off eventually, and we got them. So we have a good bit of Valandian recruits that we've collected from the last two villages, and I want to level them up on these peasants, and of course level up my bow skill and athletic skill. Can't ever pass that up when fighting peasants. I had to tell I told my infantry to follow me, and that was fine until they actually got to me, because if you give them that command, they often like to stand right in front of you, and it's hard to do what you want to do when that happens. We're losing quite a few of our recruits, but quite a few of them are leveling up too. Look at this guy. Whoa, that was close. Oh man, like right at his heels. Holy crap. Alright, I'm never gonna get this guy. Pete's sake. Well, ha! He thought I was never gonna get him. Ooh, yeah, we got him. Captured him in the end. Ooh! This, Aserai mercenary is hot on my trail. That makes me think twice. Generally, I don't know, generally my troops are strong enough. They aren't all that excited with just 80 troops in their warband. But I suppose I do have quite a few recruits. I'm starting to feel like maybe part of the trick to being more accurate at these really long range shots is not using your zoom function. It messes with your perception of how far you've got to not lead your target, but how far up you need to aim when the target is so far away. Now that I've put together a halfway decent warband, we're going to continue our second raid on the Blandians and particularly target the villages of Jacqueline and hopefully find Lasand or Elendara somewhere and show them that they are actually no match for me one-on-one. Anyway, this has been episode 19 of the Black Lion Origins campaign, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.